Today on Expressions, the host Robert Hall, while reportedly undertaking an exercise to bring public awareness to the amount of Crown land disposed of, spoke to property in Middle Caicos owned by Juniper Hall Development Limited. In discussing the shareholding of that company, I understand that Mr. Hall referred to me personally and or to Tano Management Limited, which is a company owned solely by me, which is engaged in and licensed to provide company management services. Mr. Hall's references to me and or to my company were intended to, and did in the minds of many persons, give the impression that I had some ownership interest in Juniper Hall Development Limited and its property. As I have stated before, this is not the case. I am the attorney and corporate secretary of the company and as such provide purely legal and administrative services to that company. I do not have and have never had an ownership interest in the company either directly, indirectly, or otherwise. As such, I have no land and no interest in any land in Middle Caicos other than in generation property, which coincidentally is the same property that Mr. Hall has an interest in. News 4 contacted Greene for further comments, however, until deadline he was unavailable. Robert Hall was contacted as well and upon reaching him, found he had a statement of his own regarding his comments referring to Clayton Greene on yesterday's airing of Expressions.
Well, first of all, let me say, as hosts of Expressions, all I sought to do was to refer to the Crown Land Registry that is available, isolated a few large plots, obtain the necessary information pertaining to the companies that either bought or leased those properties. It is public land, then I think the public ought to know. And I read the information provided by the search, and I did not refer to Mr. Clayton Greene in any untoward manner, any differently from any of the other companies or individuals that might have appeared on any of those forms, whose names might have appeared there.
Greene accuses Hall in his press release of having a calculated and malicious motive. His release reads, "Robert Hall is no fool, and it should have been clear to him through just a cursory glance of the official company search that I held no shares in that company. If the document was not clear to him, he could easily have consulted any attorney, company manager, or indeed the staff of the company's registry, whom I am sure would have been happy to explain it to him. He did not do this, and so I therefore conclude that his motives were calculated and malicious, but I am satisfied that these, in the end, will prove counterproductive to the cause he seeks to further. It is fortunate not just for me, but also the people of these islands, that the truth is a matter of public records, and these records evidence the veracity of everything I have said, whilst disproving the calculated falsehood being advanced by others." In his interview, Robert Hall stated that it is his duty to report to the public and to report the truth. He claims that his talk show did not speak about Clayton Greene in any sort of false manner. Whilst Greene states that Hall purposely misread or skewed the meaning of the official company search, Hall states that it is Greene who is misinformed.
So I think, first of all, while I have high regard for him as a cousin and as a lawyer, obviously he didn't listen to the program. And as a lawyer, he should know what hearsay evidence is like in court. And so what he could have done to do himself justice and avoid this sort of a public this further debate was to get the accurate information. He could have done that by requesting a tape from the radio station, and that would be readily provided.
Hall continued to hold his ground, stating that he has nothing to apologize for.
No, I do not have nothing interested from the forms from the land registry. They would have given shareholders, they would have said who were secretaries, and so on. And all I did was to read the information as provided. I never said he was a shareholder or director. Whatever category his name and his company, Tano Development, fell into, I read it accurately as it referred, as it was on the form. I did the same for Aquarius Limited and all the other those other companies, maybe some 8 of them that I mentioned. And I will continue to do so in the public interest as more and more information on other companies becomes available to me.